Hi guys, welcome back to What the Horror, the channel where we talk about horror movies old and new. So today we're talking about the brand new Hellraiser movie that had a screening at Fantastic Fest on the 20th of September and then was recently released exclusively on Hulu on the 7th of October. A young woman must confront the sadistic, supernatural forces behind the enigmatic puzzle box responsible for her brother's disappearance. So this new Hellraiser is more of a reboot rather than just a remake of the original, but it is still an adaptation of Clive Barker's 1986 novella, The Hellbound Heart, and Clive Barker acted as a producer for the film. It was directed by David Bruckner, who did a segment for the anthology movie VHS, the first one in the franchise, but who also directed The Ritual, which has been one of my favourite discoveries and watches this year. Well, favourite watches of an already released movie, and he also directed The Night House, which was my second favourite horror movie of 2021. So honestly, of the films of his that I've seen, this is a 3 for 3. I'll be honest, this was one of my least anticipated movies of the year. I knew it was being released, but I wasn't even sure if I would end up watching it or not. But I really liked this. I think this was good. This was a good time. It could actually be the biggest surprise of the year for me so far in terms of my expectations. I do want to preface this review by making it clear that I went into this having never seen the original Hellraiser or any of its sequels, so I watched this with a clean slate and no expectations. I think the fact that they went for a reboot and not a remake and not a sequel was a really good idea. It opens the franchise up to a whole new audience and new generation who haven't seen the previous movies, while still, it's hard for me to say having not seen them, but it feels like while they're still respecting and referencing those movies. I previously didn't particularly fancy watching the original, but now, after watching this one, I'm really curious. I don't think it's necessary to watch the other Hellraiser movies before seeing this one, and that isn't me telling you to not watch them. I would never do that. However, if you were on the fence about it or thinking of not watching this because you haven't seen the original or the sequels, then I'm just saying you don't need to worry about that, as I hadn't seen them and at no point did I feel lost or confused or hindered because of that. Okay, so let's talk a bit more in depth about the film, so I'm giving you a spoiler warning for those of you who haven't seen the film yet. From what I understand, the story of this Hellraiser is quite different from that of the original. The original focused more on one family, with the Cenobites taking up not a whole amount of the screen time, whereas this one delves more into the lore of the puzzle box and the Cenobites, and they are very much a large presence in the movie. Even when they're not on screen, there is this looming presence. And I think that the other characters that move the story along were pretty good. You've got your lead Riley, her brother's boyfriend, her boyfriend, and a roommate. The addition of our lead girl Riley being a recovering addict really reminded me of the Evil Dead remake, where you have this circumstance that is instrumental in how other characters treat them. It's not unusual in horror movies to have characters not believe what the others are telling them. In fact, it's just a full-on trope at this point. However, I think in Hellraiser, it's done well. First of all, the things that Riley is talking about, they do sound unusual and questionable. But secondly, like I said, there's that added element of her being an addict and how her friends and family don't believe her because they feel like they've seen this before. They've done these things before. The roommate even says to Trevor, Riley's boyfriend, this isn't the first time we've had to collect her. So for them, they think that they're just dealing with another relapse. So rather than a bunch of characters making stupid decisions for plot purposes to put them in certain situations, you have decisions and actions that are actually well written and believable. And despite all of the historical baggage of their relationships, they all still seem to care for each other. These are not douche characters. The brother kicks Riley out but then goes to look for her. Colin kind of blames Riley for the brother going missing, but then goes with Trevor when she needs help. And Riley, even though she wants her brother back, she's not willing to sacrifice Colin or Trevor, saying that she can't lose anybody else. While I was watching the movie early on, I thought, how great is it that the boyfriend Trevor believes Riley, that he's making good choices, like, I don't want to touch that box, and let's get rid of the box. So I was genuinely surprised by the twist reveal that he was double crossing her for the bad guy. It was done well. I didn't see it coming, but I was disappointed. I really thought this was a trope they'd managed to break away from, that of the douchebag boyfriend. Having never seen the original Hellraiser, but being well aware of it, I went into this not knowing anything other than expect gore, pins and chains. And in the beginning, I was really surprised by how little gore there was. I mean, most of the kills were actually done off screen. But then, as the movie progressed, we gradually got more and more gore, with the last scene literally being someone being partially skinned. I do like how the level of gore grew with the level of knowledge people had. So earlier in the film we had less when it's only Riley who really knows what's going on. And as the story grows and the epic level grows, because this film does feel epic, the gore grows with it. We also need to talk about the look of this movie, which is incredible. The use of light in this is great. Lots of scenes have a really rich black with soft lighting, and then there's the use of blue lights when the Cenobites appear. And there's another scene, well, two actually, in a room in the manor house that's just completely bathed in red light. The set designs, just like the lighting, are also incredible. Even the ones that are perhaps less impressive in build, such as the playground and the public toilets, they are lit and framed and used so well that they still feel incredible. But the manor house is stunning. From the floor plan, where there are lots of thinner corridors and corners that just turn into these big sprawling rooms with really beautiful ornate floors and walls, to the intricate iron bars covering the house that move and slide, and they're very similar in design to details found on the puzzle box, which I think is obviously intentional. I'm aware that people will feel, especially Hellraiser fans, will feel a certain way about Pinhead or the priest being played by someone new. But for me, who hasn't seen it, I thought that Jamie Clayton did a great job. Just holds your attention in the scene, has this really, just really placid and calm but commanding presence. I also really loved the designs of the Cenobites. Each one of them was different and varied, and I just thought the costumes or the designs were really creative. Each one, I think, they're meant to represent or have sort of, it's not body dysmorphia, is it? But it's stuff done to their body that is more than a human can withstand, or is meant to be the pleasure of pain. So each one had just individual little details to it. I didn't explain that very well at all. I believe some of them are ones from the original movie or movies, but that some of them are brand new for this Hellraiser. And if you've seen it, you know that it ended with the creation of a brand new Cenobite. So there you have it, guys. My review of Hellraiser, only a short and sweet one. I really enjoyed this one. I was beyond pleasantly surprised. It looks spectacular. It's got gore, a story that makes sense, and for a 2-hour movie, I think this is really paced well and never feels like it drags. I suppose you could say that it does take a while to get to the gore, but as I said earlier, I didn't mind that. It felt like it made sense and they had somewhere to go. They had a way to increase the level of gore. You don't want to open the movie with that end scene and then you've got nowhere else to go with it. You want to build it as you build your story and build your tension, if that makes sense. Is it the most original? Probably not. I imagine a lot of this has been done in the previous Hellraiser movies, and it's not exactly original to have the idea of wish granters who are tricksters and give you a twisted version of what you wished for, but hey. I don't know if it's the best film of the year, but it is certainly well worth checking out. I do wonder if As with Nope, with Jordan Peele's Nope, I was helped by having not seen the other movies. If I was able to enjoy this one more because I went into it with no expectations and no emotional connection to it. Don't forget to let me know what you thought of it if you've seen it. I'd love to know, especially if you're a fan of the franchise. Did it live up to your expectations? Did you enjoy it? Okay, that's it from me today, guys. Thank you as always for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. Don't open any strange puzzle boxes, and I will talk to you in the next episode. Bye, guys.